Hi everyone, Jess here from Baby Village, and today I'm joined by Anita from Ergobaby.
Hi everyone, thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for coming up to see us. So today we're going to chat through some of the benefits of baby wearing. We're going to answer some frequently asked questions. We're going to do a demo of two of the products that I have loved using already with my bub. We've got the lightweight Aura wrap and the Omni 360 carrier. And basically we're just going to tell you all about the benefits of baby wearing and how it can free up your life so you can enjoy more time with bub.
Have your hands free.
Hands-free time with bub. So a lot of people watching this, I think, are going to ask the question, you know, what is it about baby wearing that's so beneficial? And I think, as well as obviously the importance of the bond that you get with your baby, I think for me, going from pregnant to being a mum, I actually didn't appreciate how early I would need to start using something. And we started with the Aura wrap, and for me it was a really lovely way to still be connected, because I think, I hear a lot of people say this, I actually missed my bump.
Yeah, right.
It's funny.
Yeah, as uncomfortable as it gets in the last stage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then having him, you know, tied onto me essentially was a really reassuring feeling as well. You know, I could then walk around the house and he was with me because I didn't feel comfortable putting him down and leaving him.
Yeah, which is very natural.
Yeah. So what are the other sort of...
How are we boring you?
Sorry. What are the other kind of benefits to baby wearing that we should share with our soon-to-be mums?
I think that's a really great question, because often it's hard to imagine what life will be like. I think we're all sold when we're pregnant that idea of the sleeping, peaceful baby. And so you don't have visions of juggling the laundry basket with a child. You don't have visions of juggling the kettle or juggling...
Brushing your teeth.
Yeah, or trying to quickly have a shower and because the baby's in a little bouncer screaming outside the bathroom. Sorry, ladies, to break it to you. But I think what for me was a really beautiful moment was realizing that it wasn't life or baby, that life and baby came together. Yeah. And it wasn't about me wrapping my whole day around a baby's needs and their kind of daily rhythms, but it was that we could find a rhythm together.
Yeah.
And that really made sense to me.
Oh,
hello. And it really made me feel like that my baby was coming along for the ride, and that through being attached to me, so to speak, that they learn as we went through life, right? And I think that's a lovely way to share life together.
Absolutely.
And so for me, the benefits of baby wearing were really about these, giving your hands back. Yeah. Because as much as we'd love to sit on a couch with beautiful, sweet smelling newborns, life goes on, and you really need your hands free to get on with your day, whatever that looks like, wherever you might be, whatever lifestyle you're choosing to live. And I think what really echoed for me was the fact that parents have done this for thousands and thousands of years. This is an ancient practice. Yeah. We've got some modern tools, and we've got a few buckles, we've got a few crazy funky materials, but essentially we are this continuum of parenting that has literally, you know, every age and every culture has a form of carrier. Yeah. And you think to yourself, well, why, right? Yes. Because it works. Yes. It works for us, it gives us a hands-free, and it works for our babies, because naturally and instinctively our babies want to be close to us. I call it the natural habitat for a baby, to be close to their caregiver, their primary caregiver or caregivers. And this is where they hear us and they smell us and they feel our heartbeat. And we literally, by having skin-to-skin contact, their bodies naturally will get regulated being attached to us. Okay. So we're like a little, you know, human crib.
Little ecosystem.
A little ecosystem, that's right. But I mean, this is just some of the physical benefits, but just the emotional benefits of being connected with your baby. Your baby is really your book. You take the cues and you learn how to be a mom, or you learn how to be a dad through reading your baby's cues. And it's really about gaining confidence as a parent to know, to anticipate what your child needs and to anticipate what they might be fussing about, and having that closeness, you get to know each other better and faster. And so you can be a very responsive parent through baby wearing. And just the natural closeness that happens through that skin to skin, it releases all incredible, levels of
happy
oxytocin, which are really wonderful, because looking after babies is hard work. So any oxytocin hit you can get, bring it on. And the beautiful thing also is for dads too. Even when they wear their babies, they will get that oxytocin hit, and science has proven that that oxytocin will really encourage dads to bond with their babies. So
that's important.
Many great things. Yeah.
Do you know, I think for me as well, certainly in the very early days, wearing the Aura wrap gave me the confidence to take Bub out of the house. So just going down to the mailbox, for example, I didn't really feel confident enough to just carry him, just me and him. But having the carrier, I felt secure and that he was safe. And I think, just even that sense of self-confidence, makes you feel, oh, I can do this.
That's really, I felt like I was invited back into life. Because I suddenly felt like they were safe, and I was literally capable again, instead of being a three-legged race otherwise.
Absolutely.
The other wonderful thing is that through the practice of baby wearing, physiologically, just having the baby's vestibular system, their balance system in their ears is naturally developed, so their sense of balance is stronger. Their physiological development accelerates because they're upright, and their muscle tone is being developed. And scientists say that when they're held, they're in what is called a calm state of alert, which is the best kind of mindset for a baby to learn in. So that's that they're calm and they can let the world in, because they're not worrying about, where's my mum, where's my dad, am I safe, where is everybody?
They've already ticked that box.
So that's a really lovely place to enjoy life together from. And there's just all these other little functional benefits that you just don't anticipate, as we said before, when you're pregnant. How do you push a trolley in a supermarket with a baby? or how do you do a pram and a trolley? You can't. And who really wants to put their new baby in those kind of plastic baby capsules? So having a baby in a carrier or a wrap is a really safe place for them to be when you're
very
pushing the trolley, or dog walking, or basically going where the pram won't take you. So beach walks and bush walks, and being able to get out together, making, if life feels accessible and you don't feel like you've got to take all of these things with you, you can get out more. And particularly after birth as well, often women have, our hips and pelvises go for a little walk after birth, right? So it's sometimes lugging that pram in and out of the boot of the car can be quite stressful on our bodies. So having the carrier on, where you've got really good weight distribution, and the Ergobaby is actually endorsed by the Chiropractic Association of Australia, and many other health professionals have offered their testimonials and positive reviews around it because of the weight being distributed so well. It just really is your toolkit for enjoying parenting.
I think for me also, I had a cesarean section. So again, as you mentioned, with the pram, something being so heavy, being able to baby wear was really important, because it meant that I could get out and about and still be mobile, but not be compromising my body's recovery. So that was really important for me.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
Yeah, so I think particularly the benefits also kick in with subsequent babies as well. So
yes, hadn't even contemplated that yet.
That's right.
No, Anita, not ready.
That's right. Sorry, Lincoln, you might not be the only one forever. But just that sense of how do you balance, a toddler, and how do you with a newborn, so that the need to have your hands free to actually keep your baby safe and toddler safe in a park or wherever, while still nurturing your newborn is really important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Anita, tell us what we've got on today.
So you have the newest Ergobaby carrier called the Omni 360. It comes in a mesh and a cotton, and Jess has the mesh version on.
In the lovely Oxford blue. I actually really love this colour.
It's a beautiful colour, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really, really soft blue.
It is.
Yeah. And I have the lightweight Aura wrap on, which is a beautiful starting point for baby wearing journeys. Perfect for newborns. Yeah, very lightweight and feels like a little glove.
So, Anita, why would I choose a wrap over a carrier, or should I have both, and when should I use either of them?
Good question. A lot of people ask the same. So while the Omni carrier and all of our carriers, all Ergobaby carriers are perfect from birth right the way through to toddlerhood, a lot of people love the simplicity of the wrap and just the coziness of the wrap, as opposed to a carrier that's got, the buckles and the clips and things like that. There's a few more things going on. It's more engineered.
Yes.
Whereas the wrap is really just this beautiful long piece of very silky, soft, lightweight fabric. And you basically do this body origami to get it on and to put the baby in. And it really feels like a second skin. And the fact that you don't have any buckles or clips, it means that I can be sitting on the couch and I don't have any buckles, digging into me. I can take the baby out and still comfortably have the wrap on if I'm just changing the baby, if I'm feeding the baby, and then once I've done whatever I need to do, I can put the baby straight in. Whereas it's a little bit more bulky and slightly weird to have just the carrier on and no baby in it, right?
That's right. Yeah.
This fits like a kind of a t-shirt over you that's ready to have the baby in, and it's what we call poppable, so you can pop the baby in, pop the baby out so much more easily than you can with a carrier. Not that that's hard, but when baby's crying and you've got a newborn and things feel a little bit full, the simplicity of that just trumps that newborn stage.
I think too I felt really comfortable wearing my wrap just around the house. So doing housework and things, a structured carrier sometimes, as you said, sort of feels a bit bulky, and spatially you have to allow a little bit extra. Whereas with the wrap, I could, as you say, pop bub in and out, for a nap or whatever.
And you didn't have this piece still sitting there, just kind of drapes on you nicely, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, beautiful.
What I love about the wraps is that it really creates this beautiful womb-like environment, and it recreates that just gentle pressure across the baby's body, and that's incredibly comforting for them and sends them like it's got sleepy dust. Every Aura wrap has sleepy dust in the packaging, and it really soothes newborns. And it's a perfect stage for that 4th trimester. We have 3 trimesters in pregnancy, and medical professionals talk about that newborn stage as being the 4th trimester, and trying to create a very gentle womb to world transition. This is you can't beat a wrap, in my opinion.
Well, it's like wearing your bump on the outside, essentially,
that's right,
isn't it?
That's right. As you said before, you can smell them. They usually smell delicious. And you can tickle their toes.
Absolutely.
And it's a really, it's just such a, you feel incredibly well bonded with your baby. It's just such a special place for them to be. And I actually found that dads actually really rock the wrap. So I actually found that some find it a little bit confronting having this long piece of wrap, material to wrap around them. But if they can get their head around that and get into it, they actually really feel quite proud that they've got something.
I think it's like with anything. Once you get used to doing it, it just becomes second nature.
It's like a shoelace. It's that body shoelace. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. It's just that you're carrying very precious cargo.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, I mean, I did start with the Aura wrap, and I used that around home, and then we transferred. And we predominantly use the carrier for sort of out and abouting. Is that what you would recommend, or?
Yeah, so it's really a budget choice. It comes down to in an ideal situation where budget isn't, you know, such a huge criteria. Then it's lovely to have the wrap to start with as for newborns, and then you transition to a carrier. Right. But if you are wanting to get the most out of your carrier, and just save those pennies, which it's a hard time holding it all together for new families. Absolutely. So if you want to be more cost effective, then the carrier is a great solution all the way from birth right the way through to toddlerhood. And now with the new Omni carriers, both in the cotton and the mesh, you don't need any infant insert accessory like you used to with our Ergobaby carriers.
I mean, it is quite snug.
Yes, so it's very simple to use. The features of the infant insert are now inbuilt into the carrier, so you're not compromising the ergonomic support of a newborn without the insert. All those features are all embedded into the carrier, so it's a seamless design. And as you found with Lincoln, they also too have a sleepy dust. So they are a wonderful solution, and because of the way the weight is distributed so well to your hips with that carrier, you can carry much heavier loads. Right. They are designed to carry heavier loads, which sounds daunting when you think of a big chunky toddler, but if you are carrying a little bit each day as your baby grows, you too are actually getting stronger and stronger. You don't notice. Yeah. Babies actually feel, sorry to interrupt, but babies actually feel lighter in a carrier than they do in your arms.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Because of the even weight distribution across your upper body and your hips. And your hips are physiologically your body's natural load-bearing ledge. So if you distribute the weight there, you're not going to feel it so much in the shoulders.
Yeah, absolutely.
And people often say, oh, this baby's feather light because of that
Well, we can go
feature.
walking for hours in this, and it doesn't feel like I've got anything extra on. Nice. Which is lovely.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome.
So you mentioned before, it feels like an extra T-shirt. If we look at sort of, this is obviously the mesh carrier, but it does come in a cotton. We're just heading into winter at the moment, but obviously summer will rock around again soon. What can you tell us about what we should be wearing and what Bub should be wearing when we're sort of baby wearing?
Yeah. I essentially teach people to treat the carrier or the wrap like a piece of clothing, a layer of clothing. So if you would normally like in summer have a little T-shirt and a singlet on your baby, I would take the singlet off, or vice versa, the T-shirt off, and treat, as I said, the carrier like a layer of clothing, or the wrap like a layer of clothing. And that goes too for the caregiver as well. So if you too normally would wear a little, singlet top and a top over or something like that, then you're taking one layer less. But the beautiful thing is with baby wearing, and this for me is something that kind of points to the fact that this is a natural thing to do. When you have skin-to-skin contact with your baby, there's a natural biorhythm that gets set up. So what happens when your baby's hot, you as a mum, your core temperature will sense that your baby is hot, and your core temperature will actually cool down to cool your baby.
All right.
And the opposite happens in winter. If they're cold, our core temperature increases to warm our baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
So quite amazing biorhythms that get set up just through this, having babies in what we said before, the natural habitat for a baby. Yeah.
And so with the mesh, just to clarify, it's cooling in summer, but it's not going to be too cool going into winter, is it?
Not at all. And again, if you have the mesh, then you can always put one layer more on the baby. Our mesh carriers have been like just all season, trans-seasonal, all-time favorites. People have loved them winter, summer, spring, autumn.
Yes.
And particularly in Australia, most of us live in temperate climates in Australia, and because you can use the carrier for such a long period of time, something that we didn't touch on before was actually the fact that the carrier offers you a lot more versatility in carry positions, which actually allows you to carry even a toddler on your back, right? You can't put a toddler on your back in the wrap. This is just for newborns, right? This is essentially the sweet spot for the wrap is like around, up to about 3, 4, 5 months, depending on how big your baby is. But the carrier will take you up to 20 kilos, either on your front, on your hip, on your back. And so that versatility means that you're going to get many, many seasons out of your carrier.
Absolutely.
So therefore, coming back to what you wear in your carrier, and when you're using the mesh, it's going to be cold in winter. It's going to offer you that flexibility.
Babywearing. Anita, why don't you tell us how you got involved with Ergobaby?
It was one of life's tangents. My husband and I were practicing architecture at the time, and our first baby came along, and she was a baby koala.
Yes.
She did not want to get put down. Every time I lay her down, whether I warmed up the little mattress with a hot water bottle or not, inevitably she would cry after about 5-10 minutes and want to be held. And inevitably I felt like I couldn't get anything done, and I felt like I was trying to Vegemite my toast with one hand and make a cup of tea with one hand.
Impossible.
And, frustrating. So I spent a couple of sessions on the internet, it was quite early days back then, trying to find a carrier and trying to find out how you do life with a baby and keep everything rolling. And I just happened upon the Ergobaby carrier that wasn't, there was one little online store that had it here in Australia. And it wasn't available, and I thought, this is what I need. This will make life just easy, and I could have my hands free, because you kind of need your hands, right?
You need your hands to do everything. Yes.
So
I have a koala too.
So I get Lincoln, and anyway, so this carrier came, and as soon as I put it on, I was instantly comfortable. I was amazed by how well the weight was distributed on my body.
Yeah, that's really
I could
important.
wear it for hours, and I actually got to do the vacuuming, hooray, without a baby crying halfway through. It actually used to put her to sleep. So that was
yes, I think vacuuming is like one of the white noise machine things now.
There you go. It was perfect. And then all of my other friends from my mother's group went, where'd you get that? And how can you put it on your back? And how, it was so versatile and so multi-positional, and basically went, was the only carrier that anyone had ever seen that went from birth to toddlerhood. That was quite a concept. And everyone in my mother's group wanted one. And so I just had a little light bulb moment. I thought, well, I can't take my baby to the building site to practice architecture and check on these design projects, but I think I can take some Ergobaby boxes to mothers groups and sell them. So that was my kind of moment, and I said to my husband, you keep doing architecture, I'll do this thing on the side. And then he came to help me.
Yes.
And then it just grew incredibly.
Oh, and it's grown hugely.
Yeah, we're now Australia's best, most loved carrier. We've won 5 Mother and Baby Awards consecutively now. We've won the top gong for that. So you guys have voted, Australia has voted that they love Ergobaby the most.
Well, I think you've helped thousands of mothers get on with everyday life, and still be able to have that beautiful bond with their babies.
Well, it's heartwarming because it takes a lot of work.
Absolutely.
To hold it all together. So I'm really encouraged, and every time I do see parents out and about with their Ergo, it does a little flick in my heart. And even my kids now go, Mum, look, there's an Ergobaby. So we all kind of enjoy it. And I love seeing the joy that parents have holding their babies close and being able to enjoy life with their baby rather than feeling like it's an either or.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.